I don't know what it is about fall allergies.
I didn't know fall allergies are a thing, but apparently.
Excuse me, Jesus Christ. Today's been such a good day. This new moon was super intense, but definitely, I don't know. I know myself and at least like a couple of other people that have had like massive breakthroughs into more clarity, into clearing tension out of their nervous system. So hopefully you guys had a good new moon as well. Happy Scorpio season, by the way. Happy Scorpio season. Oh my God. Excuse me. What is happening here? I should probably go get some water. Welcome. Hi. Hello. My name is Nimue. I'm a professional psychic intuitive and evidential medium and channel. If you guys could do me a favor, tap the screen, share this with your friends. Once we get to 5K is when the readings will begin. I am here today. Hello, Queen of Hearts. I'm here today to connect with your loved ones in spirit. This also includes fur babies in spirit. I've been doing a lot of animal mediumship recently, using evidence, using, as my friend and colleague Matt Tao likes to say, ungoogleable things that come through the channel that basically show that without a shadow of the doubt that it is your loved one coming through, that they're around, that they love you, they care for you. It's a whole lot of fun. I feel like we have a lot of fun in these lives. As we're waiting for people to come in, as we're getting to the 5K, I am happy to answer any questions you guys might have. It doesn't just have to be about mediumship. It could be about any spiritual practice. I am also a mentor. I have a mentoring program on my Patreon, which is definitely something worth checking out. My community over there is super, super cool. When it comes to personal one-on-one readings, the only way to get a one-on-one, a guaranteed reading from me is to click the link in my bio and schedule with me. My schedule is finally opening back up, which I'm very, very excited to announce to everybody. You can also subscribe or join the Patreon, and I will pull a card anytime you're in the chat. You get a general card pull when you are in the chat. You just have to let me know you're in the chat so I can do it. So with that being said, how's everybody doing? How was everybody's full moon? Thank you for tapping the screen, you guys. How's this energy treating everybody else? It was a little rough getting to the other side of it. Like I had to, you know how sometimes you have to have the breakdown before the breakthrough? That was definitely the case with me. But it was a quick breakdown and a very, very elevated and expansive breakthrough, which feels really, really good. I had a beautiful fucking morning this morning already. I've meditated. I've had a good breakfast. I'm reading an awesome book. I started a new manga journey, which I'm excited about because it's everybody's been saying on the internet, it's peak, it's peak, it's peak. And it is very, very good so far. So that'll be fun to check in on every so often. Has anybody here never seen Evidential Mediumship before? Is there anybody who's new to this as we're waiting for people to come in? If you want, I can sort of give you a little bit of an insight into how I do this. Every medium's a little bit different, but like evidential mediums, it's all pretty much like we're making sure that we're not just giving you general questions of, or general, general comments like, oh, they love you, they're around you, which they certainly are. Hello from Maine. How is the weather in Maine, Glenda? I fucking love Maine. Maine's one of my favorite parts about the East Coast. I lived in Boston for almost 20 years. I used to go with my friends out to this little island called Peaks Island. I'm sure you know about it living in the state, but some of my fondest memories of living on the East Coast. I do, Heretic Daughter. It is on my Patreon. So the link is in the bio if you want to look that up. It's a really affordable way of getting mentoring as well, because you get a ton of other content as well as the mentoring. Partly Sunny and 55 sounds so nice. And Heretic Daughter, as far as the mentoring, I talk about mediumship, I talk about tarot, I talk about consciousness, nervous system work. Like each one of my students, we work with something a little bit different. You grew up in South Portland, Maine. That's awesome. It's so pretty there. Like I'm very much a Pacific Ocean girly, but I don't know what it is about the Atlantic coast in Maine. It has my entire heart. Yes, please do. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM. You can ask me in the chat as well. We're at 1.6, guys. Again, once we get to 5K is when we'll kind of open up the channel and see who's hanging out, see who's around. I can't say that I loved Boston that much, but I know I haven't been on, Lorraine. So that will be changing. I have 4 more shifts at this full-time job that I took on a couple of months ago, and then I'm done. And then we're done. And then we get to do this full-time again, which I am very, very excited about. Peaks Island is the shit, dude. Like, we would go, I can't remember the name of the festival, but it was around this time of year. And like, we would go underneath like the bunkers and stuff, and there'd be all these art installations. We'd do fire spinning out there. We would definitely not take copious amounts of certain types of psychedelic medicine and throw rocks at rocks. It was, you know, certainly not that. We would never do such a thing. Drugs are bad, kids. They're bad. So yeah, I'm excited to be doing this a lot more full time. Thanks for tapping the screen, you guys. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you for the follow, Stella. Have you been, Heretic Daughter, to that particular? Do you know what event I'm talking about? I don't know why I can't remember the name. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. That part of the Atlantic coast is beautiful. I can't say that I enjoyed the beaches in Massachusetts ever. I just, and the Atlantic coast is too cold for me. April, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Hello, Emily. How are you? How's everybody feeling after that new moon? How we vibing? Possibly I was a young kid living there. My parents probably did. I felt like a bunch of art school kids that would put it on for sure. Exhausted. Thank you for the follow, Asofin. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Asofin. I feel energized. I definitely got energized, but it's also a day 1 of Scorpio season, and I'm a quadruple Scorpio, so that might be part of it too. Speaking of the Patreon, I have to do a Scorpio season post when I get off of here. I think we're going to try to do 2 or 3 connections today. They might be super simple, super light. As people are coming in, I also kind of want to, the way that my lives seem to go, again, every evidential medium is going to be a little bit different with how they connect, the kinds of energy they bring through. I tend to get dogpiled a lot, or I call it getting pancaked, where I'll often get a number of spirits coming through at the same time that have enough in common that several people in the chat might be like, oh my God, that sounds like my uncle, that sounds like my brother, that sounds like my friend. And it's because spirit is very, very efficient. Spirit's going to try to get to as many people as possible, I think, in one sitting, at least through me. That's how it happens. If you're taking like 75% of what comes through, and somebody else is taking like 95%. If you're taking 75%, that's what we call getting a postcard. So know that is still your loved one coming by and getting you away, but you might not be the sitter in the reading. Because I'm going to gravitate towards the person that can take the most out of everything that's coming through. Hi, Kat. How are you? Happy birthday, Carrie Bear. Cusp baby. Hope you had a good birthday on the new moon too. That's pretty good. We're almost at 5K, guys. Hello, welcome, Ronnie. Happy to have you here. Also, while we're coming in, if there's any patrons or subscribers that do want me to pull that card for you while we wait to get to 5K, just say so in the chat. I'm happy to do that while we, first timer, welcome, Pam. Happy to have you. Happy to have you. Is there anybody that has any questions about, thank you for the gift, Carrie Bear. Questions about mediumship, questions for me about, did I just completely shuffle these stupidly? I think I did. I think I did. I love myself. So I that is something I say constantly. If I goof up on something, I just immediately, I love myself. I sound like fucking Katya from that one episode. I love myself. All right, guys. So, we're almost at 5K. As we're getting up to 5K, you guys might want to take a couple of deep breaths, get nice and sort of into your body, breathe into the heart space, get nice and receptive. Do I get readings off of random profiles, or do I need to speak with each person? Neither. So these are spirit led. I haven't explained that part. So what I do in these readings is I just open up my perception. And I see who wants to come through. So I'm not going to select anybody beforehand. So this is really kind of, whoever wants to come through is going to come through. I had 2 random people come to me in public saying my older man was coming through for me. How did you feel about that? I do not like and do not appreciate when people with unprovoked just try to like tell me stuff. And I've actually had to set the boundary with a couple of people who are like, I have a message for you. I'm like, that's okay. I didn't ask for one. I don't, especially if I don't know the person. But some people appreciate it. So everybody's a little bit different. Lindsay, thank you for the follow. It made me cry. So yeah, maybe you needed to hear that in that moment. That's wonderful. And maybe he was like really, really coming through to like, get her, get her, get her. I know you guys can hear me. All right, guys. So everybody take a deep breath. You might want to breathe into the heart space. Imagine light coming into your heart as you're breathing, as you're kind of getting ready to receive. And listen, not everybody's going to receive in a reading, but it is important to hold space, that we create a group field for everybody to feel safe. Hello, Bipolar Hufflepuff. Real quick before we start, this is my only account, both here and on other social medias. This is the only name. So I will never reach out to you for a reading. That is unethical. Readers that do that are typically scammers. And on that note, please don't put personal information into the chat, as scammers will sometimes come in here and then cherry pick that and then use it to be like, oh, your uncle, blah, blah, blah. So just be mindful of that, okay? If you are receiving a reading, try not to give me any extra information, but if you want to validate what's coming through with information, that's totally fine. And Erin, I'm not going to take requests. I'm going to see who comes through. That's just the way that I do spirit led. If you want a guaranteed reading from me one-on-one, the scheduling link is in the bio. My schedule just opened up a little bit more. So, which is very, very Blakely, thank you so much for the gifts. Mindful Creations, thank you for the follow. Ava, thank you for the follow. Any questions before we start, you guys? This might be a super fun one today. Actually, it might be another fur baby coming through right off the bat. Yep, we have okay, so let me sit with this energy. I do have a fur baby coming through. Oh my goodness. Whew. Sometimes I know it's the animals when my heart starts pounding really quickly, especially this one, because I do have a rabbit here. I have a bunny. I think this is my first time working with a rabbit. And they feel really tiny. At least they were tiny when whoever got them. Like I see them as being really, really small. I see them kind of huddled up with brothers and sisters too. Like they feel like they need to be surrounded by either other fluff or beings that they really care about. There was an F, like Fiona name that came through, and something about a rat. And I don't know if it was a pet rat or a rat that was just in the house. I am getting the number 11, so that could be November. There's something going on with my left arm when I tap into this button. So I do have a bunny here. So I'll go ahead and do like a quick recap. This rabbit would have been, they're showing me a brown rabbit. I cannot tell if this is them or if this is one of their siblings, but I do feel 2 other siblings on either side of me, and I'm kind of like huddled up a little nervously next to them. I have an F, like Fiona name coming through. There's a number 11 coming through. And then there's also something about a rat, and it could be either a pet rat or a rat that was inside the house. And then I felt something kind of going on my left arm. And I can't, this might be like a cardiovascular. My bunny was Fiona. Ronnie, are you serious? My bunny was Fiona, and got her with her brother Romeo that always cuddled, and we had a pet rat, and the bunny had 11 babies. Okay, thank you for that exquisite validation. Oh my goodness. Would you understand why she's kind of bringing me to like the left side of her body or like my left arm? I can't tell if this is, it feels a little bit like weakness kind of coming through. Yeah, that's amazing. This bunny is quite the communicator. She's so cute. She had a tumor on her left lung. Okay. Tumor on left lung. Thank you for that. Did you guys call her a rapscallion? Like, I heard the term rapscallion come through, or rats. I don't know if that was the rat, like the ratscallion. You know what I'm saying? This is so cute. I'm so glad that she's able to connect with you. I also get that there's like one spot that she really, it feels like it's behind her ear. And she's like if you scritch her here, your friend would call her the mighty stallion. That's what that is. Thank you so much. That's fucking awesome. Ronnie, would you understand there being like a spot, like right under her ear that would just get her to kind of like, and she loved having her ears scratched. Okay. Do you have a daughter, Ronnie? Or was there a young girl that she also loved to kind of be around? I feel like there's a little kid, and I'm having to tell the little kid to like watch where you step, because sometimes the bunny and where the bunny is and where your feet are going might be the same spot. You have 2 daughters. Okay. Did you have to tell one of them to kind of watch where she stepped when it came to the rabbit, when it came to the bunny? Yes. Okay. Okay, she's showing me a half-eaten carrot. I feel like she like starts to get into the carrot and then she's like done. And it could just be because her tummy's so small, but I see like a big half-eaten carrot. Would you understand her maybe not eating the full thing, or kind of starting to like it and then being a little bit more picky? Or maybe it's picky about the kind of carrot that she gets. Would you understand this? Also getting a G name coming up as well. So we've got the half-eaten carrot and we've got the G name that I'm wondering about. Sounds like Gertrude or something like that. Ronnie, maybe I can bring you up here real quick. You don't have to come up if you don't want to, but she'd save half for her brother? That's so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, hello from Norway. Would you understand the G name that she's bringing me to? Thanks, guys. Thanks to everybody putting sweet comments in the chat. But if we could hold comments, just because we are in a reading right now with Ronnie. Jerry. Okay, there's the G name. There's the G name. Thank you for that. She had a baby. Did she go blind at one point? There's something with like, I'm having a little of a hard time seeing. Would you understand her, or cataract? There's something about eyesight that's coming through with her. I don't know if this is her or somebody else, but there's something about having a hard time seeing towards the end. Okay. She needs you to know, Ronnie, she lived a good life. Is she a grandma also? Is she a grandmama? Like, did her baby have a baby? I'm curious about that. She needs you to know that she had a good life. She said her belly was always full. She is a grandma. Okay. She's very, very comfortable wherever she is right now. And she wants you to be able to sleep. I don't know if you're struggling with sleep, but she wants you to be able to sleep well. Would you understand why she's talking about sleep and wanting you to sleep well? Okay. Anything else from this sweet little bunny? She's such a freaking love. She's so lovey. She's definitely like, I feel a little bit of anxiety, but this is my first time working with a rabbit. So I don't know if maybe that's just, part of a rabbit's nervous system is to kind of just be on alert. I have a little bit of anxiety, but I feel very like I'm close to the beings and the people I want to be close to. Like she feels very, very cuddly, like very like I need the physical touch of this being that I'm really, really close to. She's saying she could get moody, but I do feel that she was very, but she does feel a little moody from time to time. She loved to snuggle. Let me lean into this. Was there a flower that she liked to eat? She's showing me that she's eating a petal of some kind. I don't know if there were flowers that you fed her or that she would eat. I don't know. She's yum 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 yum. She loves her whole family. Like, she loves you. She's talking about like her babies, the baby's baby, like being a grandma makes her really, really happy. Like, there's this energy of her wanting to see more of her family be brought into the world. And a sense of pride about it, actually, too. Pride about her family and her bloodline. Was there also a cat maybe later in her life in the house that there might have been some kind of like weird relationship with, or some other? Yes, okay. Because I feel like the cat in her are just very, very different vibrations, very, very different frequencies. If everybody else could just hold comments, we are in the middle of a reading. And if I mute you, it's with love, okay? It's only so I can pay attention to Ronnie. The cat was skittish. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's just a little bit of like maybe a little bit of imbalance between their energies, but I feel like the bunny kind of knew where she was meant to be. She says she minded her own business. She minded her own business. Do you have like a video or a picture of her? I feel her little feet, her little legs going out like this, and she's doing a yawn, and like you can just see, like, rabbits look fucking scary when they yawn, but like I feel like there's like you have a picture of her or a video of her yawning, and then when she's done yawning, she's just like that cute little bunny again. Do you know what she's bringing me to here? It just feels like a big like a huge yawn. It's at your parents' house. Okay, amazing. Okay, anything else? Do you understand why she's talking about twilight? I just heard the word twilight. Twilight. And if not, that's okay. That just came through super clear. She's so cute. From her. When you were reading the books, you read them to her. That is so cute. It's making me emotional. Oh my goodness. Did you ever feed her a cupcake? There's something about cupcakes that she's bringing me to, something sweet. Would you understand this? Like maybe like a little bunny-sized cupcake? Or did she try to steal one? I can't quite place it. I do wonder about her like jumping up and biting and kind of like trying to get food. Carrot cake that she kept trying to take. That's what it is. Thank you so much. Fiona sounds incredible, Ronnie. Yeah, she was bold with it. Like I feel like she'd kind of sneak in and try to like take it. Like I keep feeling her head trying to kind of grab it. Okay. Is there anything else from her? Carrot cake is your favorite. It might have been her favorite too. Does she love lettuce? I know that's not the best evidence when it comes to bunnies, but there is. She's showing me romaine, and it feels so juicy and like hydrating. And she's just talking about how yummy, and like she's eating the butt end of it specifically, like and like up to the. And she loves how like it hydrated her. Is kind of what I'm getting. It was so juicy. Also, would you give her spinach, because now she's showing me a darker leaf. It doesn't feel as like satisfying in a hydrating way, but it does feel like it's giving me quite a lot of nutrients. So it feels like either spinach or arugula. Looks more like spinach now that I'm leaning into it. Also, she's showing me clover. It was green treats. Okay, thank you for that. Was there clover in the green treats as well, or is that something different? Oh, she could stretch. She's showing me how she would stretch out like she'd be compact and then she'd just become like a noodle. Like and I feel this really lovely stretch. Clover was your sister's rabbit that she would bring over to play. Okay, thank you for that validation. Wow. Oh my goodness. They love, I feel her. Did she do the jumpy thing when Clover came over, like out of excitement? Like I'm feeling like I'm boing, boing, boing. Like I'm like all over the place when you bring that up. Okay, yes. And do you understand her being like when she's all stretched out, she looks like a noodle? She's making me want to do yoga, bunny yoga, rabbit yoga. Did she chew on, she becomes so long and thin. Whose ears was it that she would chew on? I feel her kind of, not meanly, but kind of like she's chewing on someone's ears. Would you understand this? It feels more playful than her brother. Okay. Okay. Would you understand why she's talking about Legos? Like the toy? Or a Lego set? I think it's a Lego. So my daughter made a Lego house, and out in her cage, I had to take it out. Okay. Okay. Now she's saying penny. I don't know if it's so I don't know if you can take penny as well. This rabbit is an exquisite communicator. Like she's so, like she's coming through crystal. I'm curious about the penny though. She loved her. Okay, I think. Is there something important coming up in December that she would be referencing, Ronnie? Something about December? There's something about a gentleman, too, in December. Her birthday. Okay. Who is this older gentleman that she's bringing me to? Would you understand an older gentleman that she'd be connected to, or that you'd be connected to, that she'd want to talk about? Your grandfather. Okay. Is Grandpa here, or is Grandpa in spirit? Spirit. Okay. Would you I want to see if this is him or still her. Would either of them, would Grandpa want to talk about laundry for some reason? There's something about doing the laundry or laundry coming through. Yes. Okay. Would you understand why Grandpa might be taking like a really clear, lovely, deep breath in and out? Like, and he's making me cough. Like there's this back and forth between feeling like I have a ton of room to breathe and then kind of like a dry cough coming up. Would you understand this being connected to him? He had a heart attack. Okay. There's also, I don't know if this is a compass he's showing me, but it feels like this is maybe a pin or something made of metal. And it looks like it might have arrows on it. I can't quite make it out, but would you understand this like compass looking thing that Grandpa is bringing me to? Excuse me. His watch. Okay. Thank you for that. What is it with, can I ask what it is about the laundry? Like it keeps coming up. You don't have to share if you don't want to, but I'm just curious to know what he's talking about with this. There's a lot of energy around it for whatever reason. Also something about Idaho. I'm not sure if that would make any sense for you. So the laundry and then something about Idaho. You're living in your own private Idaho. Your own private Idaho. Fucking love that song. Excuse me. I think that's me, not him, with the cough. His children, you always said Idaho, even though his children live in Iowa. That is so cute. Would you understand something about a brick? I can't tell if he's saying brick or something that rhymes with something about. Let's sit with this a little bit longer. I don't know if there was, excuse me, a play on words with the word brick in some way that you would understand, Ronnie. Like thick as a brick, something like that. Bric-a-brac. His energy feels so airy to me, like very expansive, very light. He had a pool, and we took bricks to make a platform for the ladder. Okay, thank you for that. Did he also, like, did he make fun, like, was there a joke about this? Like, was there a joke about using the bricks or some other play on words or some other playful thing regarding that? If not, that's okay. I don't know why I can't leave that alone. Also, was there maybe a period of time where he couldn't shave for some reason? Because I feel like I have growth on my face, but it feels kind of like weird because it's not usually there. Like it's like coarse, and I'm like, huh. I want to say that if he did grow a beard, he looked good in it, though. Earth Virgo, please hold comments, okay, babe? I want to say that he took really good care of this pool, too. But I'm still curious about, and if the facial hair thing doesn't make sense, it's very okay to, and this goes for anybody in a mediumship reading, it is okay to say no. Like, you don't have to force something to fit. His beard was, the pool was immaculate or his beard was immaculate. Because I could see either one being true. It feels like the pool more than the beard. The pool, yeah, okay. Were there like fruit trees growing outside where the pool was? Like, I feel like the landscaping is really, really lovely, but I want to talk about fruit trees. Crayon apple tree. Okay, thank you for that. Was the pool kind of like shaded too? Like, it feels like it was just, even if it was hot out, it was still like a really refreshing, kind of relaxing place to go swimming. Yes, okay. Okay. Was there also an umbrella or like an outdoor umbrella with shade? Either near the pool or next to it. This is a really lovely yard that I'm seeing. Also, speaking of did he like to drink cranberry juice or serve you something with the back porch is covered? Is there something regarding cranberry juice that you would understand? It might have like a little bit of fizz or bubbles in it. I can't tell if this is cranberry or Shirley Temple, but it feels like there's some kind of red fizzy. We loved cranberry juice and had every morning. Okay. Did he ever put like Sprite or bubbles in it? Would you understand this? Yeah, it's still going. Or maybe this is when we went out, we would have Shirley Temples. There it is. Okay, thank you for that. Okay. Did you guys ever go to Long John Silver's? Would you understand this? I'm hearing something about Long John. Would this make sense? Is Long John Silver's, is that a restaurant? Like I don't go out much, so I think that's a restaurant. Or something about Long John's. This man's mind is really something else too. I feel like I feel so much expansive. Like the way that this man's brain seemed to like network with itself feels really incredible to me. I always laughed when he'd say to put my long johns on. Okay, that's what that is. Thank you so much for that. Do you understand this man's mind just being extremely active? Yeah, very intelligent. Okay. Problem solving. Like I feel like there's a lot of problem solving energy that I'm picking up from him. He feels like somebody who took good care of his brain, if that makes sense. Also, was he a crossword or Sudoku? Like I am feeling some kind of game or some kind of puzzle that would be on a newspaper. Would you understand this, why he's bringing me to this? He was a master sergeant and he had to problem solve. Okay, amazing. Yeah, this feels like either crossword or Sudoku, but maybe more crossword. But there's something about puzzles that he's bringing me to. He taught you how to play Sudoku. Okay, amazing, amazing. Did he also do chess? Like, was he a chess or checkers player? There's something with like black and white tiles that I thought was a crossword, but now I'm wondering if it's maybe something else. He tried to teach you chess. Okay. Would you understand, I don't know if this is him or maybe somebody else, Ronnie. There's something about a fairy or a fairy well. So yeah, I just want to talk about like a fairy. I don't think it's so yeah, I'm not going to try to force that to fit into something different. I just heard fairy and there was something about like a wishing well or making a wish. And he's showing me a rainbow also. He feels really magical. He feels really, really magic to me. Like, even if he didn't like say it, because I know I said that he's very cerebral, but this man feels tapped into magic too in like a really strong way, if that makes any sense. But I'm curious about the rainbow and the connection to he was your favorite person. Oh, babe. So, Catherine, we're working with Ronnie right now. If everybody else could just hold comments, okay? Rainbows were always over the house. Do you understand? Did he have like a little, you know how there's like garden sculptures with like, you know, beings with like wings or something like that? Did he have one of those in his house or outside his house, I should say, that looked like a little fairy? He had a few. Okay. Okay. And also it feels like there's some kind of light catcher outside. Like I feel like there's just, it's really, really beautiful. So I don't know if he had any light catchers hanging anywhere. You broke one. Okay. He doesn't seem concerned about it from the other side. He's also talking about pizza. I need to talk about pizza. Feeling very important. And there's a lot of pizza. So this could be a party, but I'm seeing a number of different pizza boxes. Also, he's bringing me to either 17 or 1 and 7, which I need to bring through for you as well. He'd order pizza anytime you were there. Do you understand 1 and 7 or 17? Excuse me. First is your birthday and the 7th is his. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Also, the month of March... This is 3 that I'm seeing, 3 and 3. With the month of with 3 or 3 and 3 makes sense to you as well. Something I thought it was just 1 3, but I think it might be 2. Thank you to everyone who's holding space right now for Ronnie in the chat. You guys are awesome. He's also saying something about like bingo, like there's something about that coming through. It almost reminded me of, what is that doll's name in Inside Out? Is it Bing Bong? So I've got the 3 and the 3, and then something about bingo. I think that's what I'm hearing. It's also saying something about, do you get headaches, Ronnie? The 3 could be March when you had your baby. Okay, wonderful. And you get headaches all the time. Are you seeing somebody about that? Like, are you getting some kind of support for the headaches? He's bringing this up. And I don't know why I don't know if it makes sense that it might be connected to your mother. And if you would understand that. But something about headaches, something about being connected to mom, and are you getting treatment for it? You're supposed to, and your mom has vertigo. Okay, so it's something that might run on that side. So do you have any advice for her? I'm getting this suggestion, okay, Ronnie, and obviously keep seeing whoever you're going to see. There's some kind of emotional component to whatever it is that you're experiencing here. And I'm just giving that to you in case there's like a different, like a way that you want to approach working with it. It's not just physiological is kind of what he's bringing me to. Okay. And I don't know, again, if maybe bringing up mom is, you understand that perfectly. Okay. Thank you so much for that. And we already talked about December. Is there anything else from either of these two, Fiona or her grandpa? I think, do you have, is this a cactus? There's some, it's either a succulent or a cactus that he's bringing me to. It kind of, let me see if I can, kind of looks like this. Would you understand why he's showing me a plant that kind of looks like this? Tell him you love him and miss him. He loves you too, dude. There were casts like that in the board that you always fell on. Okay. All right, my love. No, I'm the only mod right now in the yard. Okay. Wonderful. Well, Ronnie, thank you so much for connecting and letting us connect with you. That Fiona was wonderful. Your grandfather feels wonderful. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the chat. And if everybody could just flood the chat with love for Ronnie and her pet bunny and her grandpa. That was wonderful. That was wonderful. You were named after him. Oh, that's awesome. The little bunnies. Hi, Mamie. Oh, that rabbit was so sweet. She was so sweet. Hello to everybody who's coming in. Hello. I'll try to remember to post this on my YouTube afterwards. So if you want to go back, Ronnie, and share that with anybody that was either close to, she was the sweetest rabbit. She was so good. And again, Ronnie, that's my first time connecting to a rabbit, I think, on the other side. She was a darling. She was a darling. I'm going to go grab a glass of water. I'll go back and check on the comments after I come back, but hang out. I'm going to decompress for just a little bit, and then we'll probably open up to do one more reading. So everybody just hang tight. Okay. Just going to go back and catch up on the chat a little bit. Celiac and Sarcasm, I love your I love your username. Hello to everyone who's coming in. Would I have known it was a rabbit without input? I knew it was a rabbit as soon as I tapped into her. I saw a rabbit form in my mind's eye. My heart started pounding about this fast, and I know rabbits' hearts beat really quickly. You're so welcome, Ronnie. Thank you so much. It was really nice meeting you. So, Alexia, these are spirit-led readings. I do not choose anybody prior to connection. If you would like to get a one-on-one reading with me, and this goes for anybody in the chat, the link to schedule is in my bio. You were at physical therapy today for your vertigo. Little postcard. I've never witnessed anything like the rabbit. I love connecting with animals on the other side. It's becoming like my new, like, I love connecting with anybody. It's incredible, but connecting with animals is like maybe a little bit selfishly, like to be able to get into the consciousness of an animal is so enlightening and just so humbling and just so incredible and fascinating to me. We actually had a tortoise come through, I think the last time. I'd never connected with a turtle before. Do I do astral projection? Not on purpose. I really don't. That's not my thing. I go enough crazy places in my dream world where I feel like I don't want to astral project more than my consciousness already does when I'm asleep. Animals are so precious. I love rabbits. I had one in high school. Yeah, there was the tortoise. That was super, super cool. We had a horse come through. I've talked to cats, dogs, now a bunny, a turtle. I've talked to a pig once, which was a delight. Birds love to come through. Horses, a goat. I'm trying to think if I've missed any so far. I think that's all so far. So do you guys have any? Oh, also, just because we're in a little bit of a lull in between readings, I know that I have a couple of subscribers. You had 5 pet monkeys? That must have been a trip, dude. That must have been a trip. If I have any patrons or subscribers that would like their single card pull while in between readings, I'm happy to do that. Just say so in the chat. If you're a subscriber, it will have a little heart, I believe, after your name. I can see right here who's, I think. Thanks for the follows, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. It was crazy and a mink and a squirrel. Did you have like a rehabilitation center or something like that? Thank you for the follow. Okay, if there's no one that wants to, thank you for the follow, Celiac and Sarcasm. If there's can't fucking talk. Midwest Chula, and then can't pick one favorite. You got it. Midwest Chula. I've got Make a Wish. This is definitely giving let's manifest something special on this new moon. If you could have anything, what would it feel like to have it is what I want to give you. And then can't pick one favorite. I've got Green Vibrations, and actually, I don't know if you want to hear this or not. It's giving, I'm hearing you need more iron. This is kind of giving, put something into your body that either has more iron or there's some kind of nutrient connection here, like green juice or something like that. Hello, hello. Okay, guys, so my condolences, Britta. Does that make sense? All right, we're going to do, I think, maybe just one more connection for today. We'll see who comes through. If you guys are just coming in, welcome. Hi, hello. My name is Nimue. I am a professional psychic intuitive evidential medium and channel. So Silver Shell, what you're going to do is you're going to go to my profile. You click on the link tree. You should have my booking link right there. You click on that, and then you click on Mediumship, and you find a time. And that is how you do that. Haley, thank you for the dolphin. So these are spirit-led readings, you guys. I do not pick anybody prior to opening up my perception and seeing who comes through. As the evidence starts to come through, I ask that you take like 98 to 100% of what comes through. If you can take maybe closer to 50% or 65%, that's what we call a postcard. That is still your loved one. Like that doesn't mean that it's not your loved one. It just means that you might not end up being the sitter who is the person who can take 98 to 100%. Spirit is very efficient. Spirit's going to try to get to as many of you as possible in a setting, at least in the way that I have experienced these live streams. I get them all the time when I go into my colleagues' lives. I'll hear from my uncle. My friend Rick loves to come through all the time. My friend Brittany. So, anywho, if we do get into a reading, I just ask that you guys hold comments out of respect for the sitter. If you are muted, it is with love. It's temporary. It's not like you're getting banned or anything. It's just so I can focus on the person that I'm zeroing in on, okay? Okay, we might have a dog coming through. The fur babies are having a really good time. This is a doggo. I'm still working on understanding the breeds, but he feels like a big fluffy like Malamute or something like that. Like that's the end, like like he's kind of got like a, big dogs kind of have that like dopey but sweet sort of vibe. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. He's saying the word Titan to me. Titan. I do feel a smaller dog near him, or the energy of a smaller dog near him or them. I'm not sure of the gender yet. I think this is a he. Not sure. There's might be more than one. King. Okay, there is at least one male dog here, and he's giving me the terms Titan, King. Like there's this kind of like sense about him that he's got this like regalness, but he's also kind of got this galumphy sort of vibe to him. He feels like and I do keep hearing Malamute. That's the vibe, at least. I'm not the best, full transparency, I'm not the best with dog breeds. I'm just, what they usually give me is their sense of self. And sometimes like it's a small dog that feels like a big dog. Sometimes it's a big dog that feels like a small dog. You just lost a Great Dane and a very small dog 2 weeks ago. Okay, Debbie, keep hanging out. Keep hanging out. And my condolences. Did the Great Dane have like a big old heart, big old sense of humor? I don't feel that he was here for a long time. And your Chihuahua was named King Triton. Mermom, you hang out too. Remember how I said I felt like I had more than one dog here? So you guys hang out, stick with me. But I'm curious to know, Debbie, if the Great Dane, I don't feel like he would have lived much past 5. He was killed by a large dog. Oh no. Oh, Mermom, I'm so sorry. And Mermom, try not to give me any extra information just so I can make sure that this is all coming through unprompted, okay? We can totally validate and share after the reading is done though. King Triton is a really cute name for a small dog. Let me sit with these dogs a little bit longer. Okay, Mermom, I definitely think I have, because I feel like the little dog like is literally wearing a crown. I feel like there's a big dog with a big paw. And Amy, that's great, but if you could hold comments just for now, babe. I'm honing in on Mermom and I'm honing in on Debbie if Debbie's still here. Big dog, and his name was Titan, and he was, look at all these postcards. Okay. We sit with this big dog a little bit. I need to talk about, he was a big funny boy. Debbie, would you understand him having a heart issue or a heart condition, the Great Dane? And everybody else, I just ask if you could please hold comments just for now. If you're taking like little pieces of this evidence, yes, you'd understand the heart condition. Okay, right now I have 2 sitters. I have Debbie, and I have Karina. I want you to stick around too, just because that's right on the nose. But I do need you guys to be able to take 98 to 100% of this evidence. If everybody else could hold comments, just so I don't get distracted from Debbie, Karina, and I think it was Mermom. I'm going to focus really in on Debbie because I want to sit with this Great Dane for a little while. I know my first dog was a Great Dane. Would you understand the number 5, Debbie, being connected to him? The number 5. No, okay. 5 could be a month. It could be May. It could be a number of siblings, which I'm not sure about, but he won't leave me alone with the number 5. 5, 5, 5. If we can put a pin in that for now too, if it's not making sense, because we're not going to force it to fit. Something about arthritis as well. I know he was younger, but would you understand him having some like joint aches or muscle aches, kind of from like his shoulders down his back? There's something that's making me want to keep my, absolutely. Did he have to kind of like stretch his neck? Like I feel like my head is kind of like a little bit low. Thank you everybody else for holding comments. You guys are the best. Yes. Okay. Did you keep his ears floppy? I know some people crop Great Dane's ears, but I feel like his ears are floppy. Would you understand this? Yes. Okay. Also his tail, like I feel like I got a big old tail that's fat, and I feel like this tail is just smacking the shit out of anything within a, 5-foot radius. Would you understand the like the whap, whap, whap with the tail? Always. Okay. It was loud. Like I'm hearing like bop, 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 bop. I also feel, and I know this is kind of true of Great Danes, so maybe this isn't the best evidence, but I feel like I'm sitting on the couch and this giant dog is trying to fit, and I feel like he's got his either paws or his head in my lap. Would you understand this? And I feel like it's kind of funny because he's as big as the couch is. Would you understand that? But I do feel like he wants his head in your lap. He wants to be in your lap. Yes. Okay. Did he eat a little bit less than you expected him to? There's something about not eating a lot. Maybe this is closer towards his when he was older in age, but I feel, yes, okay, thank you for that. Did he ever eat paper? Would you know how, like, I know this is kind of funny because people will be like, the dog ate my homework, but would you understand this dog eating paper? Or chewing on paper? Because I feel like, not that I know of. Okay, there's something about a piece of paper or something with slobber on it that he's bringing me to. Mermom and who else was that I know you had your dog coming through? I don't know if you guys can take that. But there's something about, and I feel paper in my mouth that I'm chewing on. His brother eats paper. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, thank you for that validation. Is there an M, like Michael name, that's connected to him or you? And also, is there a mini-me? Like a dog that's smaller than him, that he would call a mini-me? There's a lot of M's. Okay. What about the mini-me? I'm not sure if that makes any sense to you. I also feel like this dog is very much still around you. I need to tell you that he's still hanging out on the couch with you, like he's still in the house. It doesn't mean that he hasn't moved on and that he's not in a good place, but I just feel him being very, very present, and just wanting to be near you. He's a big old galoot. He's a big old galoot. He knows it. He's very relaxed. I feel him now. Okay, beautiful. He's so chill. Like, I need to talk about how chill this dog is. I feel like he moved a little bit slower. He was a lot more calm than I think some people assume larger dogs like Great Danes will be. If you guys have never met a Great Dane before, they are absolute babies. I love them. I love all dogs, but Great Danes they're magical to me. Like, they're literally like creatures out of a fantasy novel. Like, I feel like you could ride them into battle. Would you understand him talking about, let me sit with this a little bit. I love a Great Dane. Did he ever eat any, is this ground beef, like some kind of seasoned? His brother is so sad. Oh my goodness. Is there one of them that's getting like ground beef or something for dinner? There's something about ground beef that's seasoned that's coming through, Debbie. I'm not sure if you would understand this being connected to him or his brother. And thank you. Like, I feel like this is coming more from me. I was trying to feel like if it was coming from him, but thank you for not cropping his ears, because I know that's an unpleasant experience for dogs. And also, do you have a son? Something about a boy that he's bringing me to. Okay. What is this meat? And do you understand the meat or like the ground beef? Or I don't know if this was something they snuck into, if this is something you feed them more regularly, but there's something it feels like mixed up ground beef that I'm eating that he wants to bring attention to. He's kind of given like a little wink about it as well. What a sweetheart. And then I'm not sure if Mermom is still here. Not sure about the ground beef. Okay, that's all right. If you guys could send a ton of love to Debbie and her doggo, Mermom, stick around because I'm going to get to you next. Let's flood the chat with some love with Debbie. I want to hone in on your little guy too, if possible. But he's great. He's doing well. I'm sorry his brother misses him, babe. He's still around. Maybe that's part of the reason he's still around so much as well. Why I feel him so present in the house with you guys. And postcards for Karina. Absolutely. Absolutely. All your granddaughters have M names. Okay, there that is. That's awesome. He's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. And that's actually kind of a synchronicity. Right as I said to flood the chat, I got a text from somebody who I know is looking after a Great Dane, which that's a crazy, and I haven't heard from this person in a really long time. That is wild. It's a sign I have to go give that guy a scritch. They were here when he got sick. Oh, the baby. I had my first dog was a Great Dane named Poco, and she died when she was 2. Heart also. They don't, unfortunately, tend to kick around for too long. They're wonderful dogs. They're super sweet. Like and again, I know not all big dogs have the same kind of disposition, but Great Danes are lovies. They're lovey, lovey, lovies. Okay, is it Mermom? I'm so sorry. Yeah, Mermom. I'm going to just see if we can pull your little guy through, because I did feel that little dog come in at the same time as him. Mermom, I don't know if this is obviously not terribly evidential, but would you understand this little guy, like, if he could talk shit about people to you, he would. Like, if he could kind of kvetch and be like, that motherfucking piece of, like, would you understand this little guy having that kind of personality? His stomach flipped. I was away and came home, put him down with his small sister. Oh, baby. Oh, Debbie. My condolences. Okay, you'd understand him having that persona. Okay, Mermom. Do you understand the month of September being important to you or him, Mermom? He brought me to the month of September. Oh, Debbie. Debbie, I want you to know that he's okay. He's definitely chilling now. He's in a good place. He made me feel so relaxed the entire time I was talking to him. Yes to September. Okay, thank you for that. What's going on with his little eye? There's something going on with his little eye here. I don't know if he had like a watery eye or something, but he's bringing me and he's kind of like doing this a little bit. I don't know if you'd understand that, Mermom. He's such a little, he's kind of like, and he died in September. There's that for you too. Wow. Okay. Spirit is wild, man. He died in September. Very recently. He has a tear in his eye in one of your favorite pics of him. Okay, thank you for that. Did you get him little birthday cakes on his birthday? He's showing me like a little, and I don't know if you gave him a little hat or something, but he's bringing me to like a little birthday cake for like a dog specifically every year. Okay. Did you put a little party hat on him too? Because I feel like he's kind of like really, and like there's a hat on him. I love his personality. He's so like, bitch, like... always with the hat. Okay. He tolerated it. It feels like he let you do it. I feel the hat always going a little crooked. Would you understand it not like being straight on his head, but kind of leaning to the side a little bit? He did anything for you. Always. Okay. Did you ever feed him ribs? He's bringing me to ribs. I don't know if this is the bone or like the actual meat, but would you understand ribs? Her birthday was last week, and yes, a cake for his twin brother as well. Okay, Debbie, I love that you're still getting evidence. This is beautiful. Your husband probably did, but me, no. Did this dog have kind of like a bottomless pit? Like I know with Debbie, we talked about her doggo not eating as much, but I feel like this dog would just eat and eat. Like anything you gave him, would you understand him just being a bottomless pit when it came to food? Would you understand him being a little bit lazy? And again, I don't mean this as a negative thing, but I feel like if he could just like lay around and eat and like not do a whole lot else, he was perfectly happy. Would you understand this, Mermom? Totally. Okay. Would you understand why he's showing me a surfboard? And his brother never stops eating and is very lazy. Okay, thank you, Debbie. Mermom, do you understand the surfboard? This dog loved to sleep. I need to talk about how much this dog loved to sleep too. Ooh. No to the surfboard. Okay, we'll put a pin in that one. Let me see if I can sit with that a little bit longer. I'm wondering if this might be somebody else for you. It feels like this surfboard is like on display at like a restaurant or something. So I'm curious to know if you can connect with that. If not, we'll move past it. That's totally fine. But I feel like I'm in a restaurant. I feel like there's a surfboard and I feel like there's fish. Like this restaurant would have served fish primarily, or it would have been kind of like a more coastal sort of vibe. So I'm wondering if that makes any sense to you even outside of the doggo. I need to say that maybe like they're fried fish. Okay, is this connecting to somebody else in spirit? The restaurant. Okay. Would you understand this restaurant having like really good like fried fish or it's either fried shrimp, fried calamari, but I feel like their fried fish dishes are like really what they're known for. They're really, really good. Yes, to the seafood restaurant. Okay. Any connection to somebody in spirit that you know that would go bowling or take you bowling? And you were in the Bahamas the day before he passed. Debbie, that's amazing. Yes to the bowling. Okay. Thank you for that. Are the bowling and the seafood restaurant memory, are those connected to the same person, Mermom, just so I can kind of hone my attention a little bit here? Might just let it continue to come through, whatever this is for you, but yes, they are. Okay. Would you understand there being something about a grab bag, a bag of swag or something like that? Would you understand this? I feel like I'm carrying a tote of something. I don't want to throw too much at you at once, but there is also something about potentially a Mexican restaurant coming through too. So I'm not sure if this is somebody that you would go to different restaurants with. But they just brought me to a Mexican restaurant as well. And there might have even been like a sombrero as part of the decor of the actual restaurant. And I feel like the sombrero might have been on like a wooden animal or something kind of a little bit like that. The Mexican restaurant was his favorite. Okay, which was yes to the sombreros. Were the sombreros placed on like wooden, I don't know if it's wooden, it feels like animals, but it could be wooden people or something, like statues in the restaurant? And I feel like he wants to talk about, yes, like statues. Okay, would you understand the margaritas here? It feels like frozen margaritas. I need to talk about it being like a blended cold margarita and not one on ice. Would you understand the frozen margarita here? Maybe the strawberry one or the red one? Yes, okay. Would you understand this gentleman just saying he wanted to make sure as often as possible around him that you and other people, and he's giving me the number 7. I need to bring up the number 7. He wants to make sure everybody's having a good time. And I feel like he wants to be the one in charge of that good time, like making sure that like everything is happening the way it how do I want to put this? Like he wants to be the focal point of that good time coming through. Do you understand the number 7 being connected to him? Big billboard for Lennox. Yay! Yes to 7. Okay, thank you for that. Is there a G, like Gloria, name connected to him or you? Gary. Okay, thank you for that. Is that who we're talking to? And he was 7 when he passed. Oh, babe. Oh my goodness. Okay. There's the joy. There's the fun and making sure everybody wanted to have fun. Okay, incredible. That's really funny. I need to tell you, Mermom, he was 7 when he passed. Okay, that's the doggo. Okay, Debbie. Okay, perfect. This is your dad. Okay. So a little bit longer here. Come back to Mermom's dad. Mexican hat on for your birthday. Okay. Mermom, would you understand why he's talking about petunias or the word petunia? Also, did this guy watch Looney Tunes? I'm curious to know. He's showing me Bugs Bunny. The flower, yes. He loved flowers and had a ton in his yard. Okay, put a pin in Petunia for now. Would you understand him being like a Looney Tunes with you as kids? Okay, yeah, he keeps showing me Bugs Bunny. And what's his name? Foghorn Leghorn is who I keep seeing. There's a dog too, like a shaggy dog that one of them is kind of messing with. I'm not sure if you know what episode I'm talking about, but there's like a dog in a doghouse, and they're kind of messing with him. Anything else from this gentleman? Did he wear colorful clothing, Mermom. There's something about something he's wearing that's quite colorful. He called his uncle Foghorn. Okay, amazing. There's something, it looks like striped, but there's something colorful like around my sleeves that I feel like I'm wearing. Would you understand this? It's giving like one does want a hint of color from the bird cage. Could be plaid. It's stripy and it's colorful. I'll say that. He wore a lot of plaid. Okay. Let me sit with this a little. He didn't golf, did he? Or is this the bull? It feels like it's connected to some kind of like sport or some kind of recreational activity. So I'm not sure if it was like a specific shirt he would wear when he would go do X, Y, and Z thing. But I feel like there's something, his scarf had orange stripes. His dad did. Okay. His dad did. Okay. Golfing. Okay. See if there's any like maybe pictures or something. Like I feel like there's some, I can't quite describe it, but it feels like the cuff of whatever I'm wearing, and we used to bowl every Sunday. It feels like there's stripes or something around it. And I feel like it's connected to either the bowling or the golfing in some way. It doesn't feel like a bracelet. Like it feels like it's connected to the actual clothing itself. You'll look. Okay. Is mom still here? Is your mom still with us? Would she be open to getting a big hello, hi, how are ya from dad? Because I feel that's what I'm getting right now. Like it just feels like a big hug, big fucking hug. Did their relationship, did they just like kind of like, I don't know. I feel a little bit of teasing, but I feel like it's evenly matched. And I feel like mom is funny as fuck. Oh, and he just passed in September 25th. Oh my goodness. My condolences, babe. Do you understand him and always your dad was a character, but I feel like she could throw it back at him. Like, would you understand this? Like I feel this man loved her. Oh my God, Mermom, I need to tell you how much he loved this woman. He loved this. He saw things in her that he didn't see in anyone else. Like, I need to tell you that there is something about your mom that your dad's like, no one else in the world. No one other person in the world is like this woman. And he just adores her. And like, I hope she knows that. Like, I really hope she understands just how special he still is to her. And it just has to do with like, it's not just one thing. It's like, and he's saying charisma. So I don't know if she's particularly charismatic, but there's something in the way that she carries herself. There's something in her energy that he's just gaga over. And it's, I don't know, there's something about a smirk or some look on her face that would just drive him like crazy. If that makes any sense to you as well. I think she knows he's still around. I need to tell you, I think she knows. I think, because I'm getting that she talks to him. I don't know if she would tell you this or not, but I do feel her like continuing to talk to him and him listening to her. Does he have like a grave site? Like, is there a specific spot that he is laid to rest? Because I feel a lot of communication happening here, and a lot of release, a lot of release at this location. Earn at home. Okay, thank you for that. Is there a W, like Whitney name that you can connect to him? And thank you everybody so much in the chat for holding comments while we work with Mermom. This is turned into a really beautiful reading. Can't think of the W, that's okay. It might be a last name, like Whitaker or Whitman or something like that. But if you can't pull it up right now, that's very okay. Anything else from this gentleman? Was he in charge of the turkey for Thanksgiving or Christmas? Like, was he in charge of preparing that? Because he's talking about basting. He's like, make sure they baste the turkey. Like there's something about making sure that somebody, because he wasn't. He definitely has a lot of like, he cut it every year. Okay. Do you understand the like he's like tell them to make sure, and he's like kind of like they need to make sure it doesn't get dry. Like he the last thing he wants is a dry turkey on Christmas or Thanksgiving. He hated dry turkey. Okay. Would you understand why he's bringing me to olives? I just tasted olives for a second. I don't know if this is a tapenade, but something with olives. Yes, okay. Do you have a little olives every year at Thanksgiving? Okay, because Thanksgiving's coming up. Do you have a sister, love? He's bringing me to another woman in your family. You do. Is she struggling a little bit more with his passing? Not to say that any of you aren't grieving, but I feel he's bringing me to another woman in the family that's really having a hard time with this. Would you understand this? She will, and he's saying she will be okay. Like if there is somebody who's like particularly, because I know this is a recent passing. Oh, interesting. Okay. They hated your dad. Okay. Okay. If they ever come back into the picture, he is just saying she'll be okay. There's something about like she'll make it work for herself. And I think he respects, there's something about him respecting her doing what she needs to do. In case there's any concern there. I don't feel any tension around her. It's more her just kind of like working through what she needs to work through. And this is more me than him. I'm almost wondering if her relationship with him might not change now that he has passed, because that can happen from time to time. I can speak from experience on this one. I have a couple of relatives who I'm a lot closer to now that they've crossed over, which as a medium to me makes sense, as macabre as that might sound to other people. Anything else from this guy? I think that's all I have from him for now, Mermom. So if everybody could flood the chat with love for Mermom, and her wonderful little doggo and her dad, that would be wonderful. Thank you guys again for holding space while we went through that. And I know that, Debbie. Yes, absolutely. So if you want to schedule Mermom or anyone else, if you click on my profile, the link to schedule is in my bio. And if you have any questions about it, you can shoot me a DM. He might, especially like, you know, if you bring, the way that he talked about your mother, man. So there might be other memories he wants to talk about with her, but absolutely. There could be other family members that show up too. I am sorry for your loss as well, babe. Again, I know that was recent. He feels like he's doing good. He feels like he's doing real good. It feels like he's looking out for all you guys. You're so, so welcome. And what an interesting segue. Like both of the readings that we did today had like the fur babies kind of coming in and like leading the charge, and then segueing into something with a person, a human spirit as well. So that was cool. You guys have any questions? Any other subscribers or patrons in the chat that didn't get your card? If you want to subscribe, so I have a little, they were great. You guys, the group field today was really, really great. Like it just, everything was coming through nice and clear today. It was really beautiful. Spirit was really, I'm telling you, that new moon cleared out a whole bunch of stuff, at least for me. Welcome, Sam. How are you today? So I will be coming on here more and more and more to do these, y'all. Like I said, the full-time job that has literally been, I am so humbled by how messed up that made my entire everything, this fucking job. My last day is on Sunday, so I will be coming on here a bunch. So Dominic, I do have a mentoring program on my Patreon, if you're interested in that. And I am working with a couple of different folks who are developing as mediums right now. The Patreon's great, guys. If you want to check out the community I have over there, that's where most of my content is these days. It's where I do my energy updates for the week, my channeling with my guides. I call them the Galactic Goobers. It's where I do everybody who shows up at those lives gets a personal quick reading. Depending on the tier that you join, you get like a little mini reading once a month. I have to do my Scorpio season update now. That's why I have to go. But definitely check that out. Give me a follow here. I will be coming on here to do more and more of these as time goes on. And again, if you want to book with me, the link to schedule is in my bio. I can hang out here for like another 5 minutes if you guys have any questions. And it doesn't just have to be about mediumship. It could be about your own spiritual development. I'm getting a little bit more into the paranormal stuff lately than I thought I was going to, but I don't have as much experience with that as I apparently need. So Renee, we're not doing any personal one-on-one readings unless you are a patron or a subscriber. So if you want to book a personal reading with me, the link is in my bio. The link is in my bio. Those were some really beautiful readings today. I'm going to try to make sure I post this on the YouTube because I feel like the YouTubes, the two tubes. It's a Star Wars character. Just because I had an amazing... Oh, KT! Yay! Thank you so much for that. Thank you for the follow, sweetie. Do I experience deja vu regularly? I used to experience it a lot more. I feel like in my 30s, I was having it all the fucking time. But yes, I do. I feel like it's kind of like a merging of timelines or something. Like I feel like there's different nodes in the infinity landscape of our consciousness, and deja vu is kind of where certain things line up. It's either that or a respawn point. I don't know. I have a lot of different theories about deja vu. I think it's fascinating. I think consciousness is fascinating. Do you guys have any other questions? I'm still so excited we got to talk to a bunny today. My pleasure. My pleasure. I always love coming on here and hanging out with you guys. Hi, Glow. Deja vu is like a checkpoint with other dimensions. I like that. I really like that take. Absolutely. It's kind of like a save point. You know what I mean? In a video game. I look at reality a lot through the lens of like video games and you know, because it feels like one to me. And it really does feel like we're here to kind of like level up, and then the bosses get harder and harder, and then we level up and the bosses get harder and harder. Will I be doing any more readings tonight? Not this evening. I have D&D tonight. So this is, I will be coming on, after Sunday, I'll be on here a lot. Do I see and feel spirit? Yes. The deceased animals are still animals. Yes, ma'am. Or I shouldn't assume gender, but yes, absolutely. Is there a difference between mediumship and paranormal experiences? Yes, paranormal experiences is kind of like a broad umbrella term of different phenomenon that you can experience, whether it's like UFO sightings, Sasquatch sightings, ghosts, hauntings and stuff like that. Mediumship is connecting with loved ones in spirit who have crossed over. There can be paranormal experiences in the mediumship realm. Like I look at spirit boxes as one of those things. Mindful medium Mandy gets into spirit boxes a lot more than I do. I've never worked with one before, but I hear nothing but cool things about them. So there can be. I've only had 2 instances of something like physical manifesting when I've been doing actually 3 times, where I've been doing a mediumship reading and something has manifested in 3D. It's usually because the spirit is just that fucking strong. But very rarely, because spirit doesn't want to spook people. You know what I mean? I assume they reincarnated weren't restricted to animals. I don't know. I mean, like, I can't speak for all animals. Somebody did ask, actually, if you want a really cool story, Juliet. I worked with a cockatiel recently, and their former owner asked if what other animals or what other beings had they been, and they showed me, like, it was mostly birds. Like, they mostly showed me feathers, but they also showed me scales, and then they showed me creatures that don't exist in this dimension, which I thought was really fucking cool. Like, they looked like something out of a fantasy story, but they were still covered in feathers. They were a lot bigger. So I don't know. I don't know if, I have worked with animals that thought they were human, but they still feel like animal spirits to me. That happened recently with a dog that I connected with. Like, they thought they were a fucking person. But so far, I haven't asked too many of them, though, like, who else have you been? But it does feel like they continue to be animals. At least so far, dinosaurs or birds, yeah. any other questions, you guys? These questions are great. Hello, Sunshine Sally. Yes. Oh my God. Thank you so much for sending the pictures of her, by the way. I miss my cat who passed away a long time ago. Probably all my spoiled dogs. This was the first time I talked to a dog that very, very much thought of themselves as like a member of the human race. Like it was incredible the way that they were showing. Can other people spirit team? Wait. I'm not sure what that, can other people spirit team? Cause I'm not sure what that means. Call me West. I'm not sure if maybe the text to audio to text kind of did something weird there. That rabbit was such a good communicator. That was crazy. Like the evidence that she gave in the first like 2 minutes. How did I start connecting with my spirit team more? By working with my higher self first. Back when I was about 30, I think when I turned 36, that was a big turning point in my life. And I started imagining working with my higher self. I don't know how this happened. I couldn't tell you, like something happened. And I started looking in the mirror and pretending like I was looking at like a higher dimensional, older version of myself. And we started going back and forth. I've always had spirit guides, but that's when the rest of the team came on. The goobers didn't show up until 2020. That was a whole new level of working with a team that I didn't ask for. Not that I'm feeling upset about it, but like I didn't ask for it. It was unprovoked and I didn't think it was possible for that to actually happen. So that happened in 2020 kind of spontaneously. I think that was just part of the awakening that was going on. And I had determined that I wanted to be a full-time professional psychic, and boom. So can other people's spirit teams guide your physical symptoms? Yeah, I mean, I can speak from personal experience. I do body channeling. That's one of the offerings I have on my website. So if you have been to the doctor and the doctor is like, I don't know, especially if you're a woman or femme presenting person, or a person of color, there's a lot of just negligence in the Western medical world. So me and my team can kind of like scan what's going on and see if there's any advice or help to be found there. How did I know I needed to get home? Yeah, I mean, our psychic connection with our fur babies is really, really strong, I think. Do places somehow have spiritual connections, natural lakes? I think everything is. I mean, Earth herself is a spiritual being, so yes. And astrocartography is something to think about too. I'm going to be 43. I'm going to be 43 in November. I'm in that weird like millennial group of people that like for whatever we think it's the Flintstone vitamins. I think that was the consensus of why millennials don't age the way that they thought we would. Because it definitely was not that we didn't party or fucking like we drank. I don't know if you guys saw that TikTok of the guy being like, we were fucking faded in our 20s and 30s. Like I didn't stop drinking until I was like around 36. That was when I got sober, actually. And interestingly enough, when my spiritual development started really taking off. Am I able to talk to animals and people that have passed? Yes, that's what we were doing a little while ago here. I'm a baby. I'm middle-aged. I am officially, effectively a middle-aged person. We're used to the chaos. Yeah. I was getting lit in a basement to MGMT. Yes! Seriously, MGMT. Fucking Kings of Leon, my fucking ex, my now ex had on vinyl. And we would just drink and stuff. And oh my God, my 20s were so much fun. So much fun. I love that theory about Flintstones vitamins. I just turned 44 and got sober when I was 34. Congratulations. No joke. They were like candy. Oh, maybe. The memory. I can't believe that I have memories the way that I used to go hard. It is amazing I have any memories left to speak of. Bro. Like we didn't have phones as much, or at all, really. So there was a couple of different factors. Like we didn't have to worry about people like filming us. like when we would go out, there wasn't surveillance culture like there is now. So that kind of led to us being a lot more free and a lot more ridiculous. And I don't know, I don't want to judge the Gen Z and Gen Alpha, but I personally think that millennials and Gen X really knew how to have fucking fun. We knew how to have fun, not just once a year, like not just during festival season or at a concert, like regular, like it was a daily thing, at least in my case, because we, I think subconsciously knew the apocalypse was coming. So we may as well get it in while we can. That was my mentality anyway. I was like, I'm going to die at some point. And I want to make sure that when I look back at my life, I could be like, initially it was, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. That has since changed since getting sober. I love when you are so spot on in your readings. I thank spirit for that. And meditation. If there's any developing mediums in here, I cannot emphasize how much meditation helps get more connected in the channel. It really does. Thank goodness nobody documented my nonsense. Girl, same. I know there are some things out there that I have since really reflected upon. Okay, there was a lot of things I didn't know in my 20s. A lot of things I hadn't been exposed to, a lot of education I hadn't received yet. So you don't know what you don't know. I just turned 33. There must be something about double same digits age. Must be another checkpoint. There is. Trod, if you want to book a reading, the link to schedule is in my bio. I'm so glad I have no photo evidence online. Like, dude, we printed, burned, and ripped apart all our evidence to the shit that we used to get into. Like, we just knew how to go. We manifested. Like, I didn't know that's what we were doing, that we were just manifesting this chronic sense of like, we got to get this in while we can. I can tell you that I think the reason I have any abs at all at this point, because I haven't exercised much in the past couple of years, is from how hard I used to laugh with all my friends. We were ridiculous. Like, hello from Panama. How are you? I miss those days. I really do. Like, I'm glad that I'm the person I am now. Like, I'm glad that I have matured. I'm glad that I'm sober, because it was getting to a point where it wasn't getting cute and fun anymore for any of us, if I'm being honest. Like, we were starting to get old. Like, we were starting to get older, and our bodies were like, the fuck? Sleep is a thing. Like, sleep is actually important. I don't know if you know this. So I love the person I am now. I don't know about how I feel about the world that we're in right now, because it's a lot. There's a lot going on. And I feel like this chronic information overload is probably not the best for us. Maybe part of the reason, I think that's actually the theory potentially about why the younger generations seem to be aging a little bit quicker, is because their entire lives have been a chronic exposure to stress on their phones. Not to mention in the United States, like school pew-pews and having to do those kinds of drills from the time that you're like 4 years old until you graduate. That's not stressful. That's not going to give people chronic trauma. Are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, I think I'm going to go. Thank you guys for hanging out. $10 patrons. I'm about to make my Scorpio post. I have to look through the astrology for the next 4 weeks. We thought the Bush years were bad, and we did. And they were, and to a certain degree. I mean, those years were what kind of like turned me into a person who actually gave a shit about what white privilege meant, and kind of catalyzed my journey into being more socially justice oriented. For sure. I almost, I sound like such an old person telling this story. You know, like old people love telling that one story over and over again because they feel really important. I went to last story time, and then I'll go. Me and my then fiance flew from where we were living in Florida to New York City for the it must have been 2004, the Republican National Convention, because we were pissed. And I almost started a fucking riot, like single-handedly. They were arresting protesters violently. Like, you think they're, I know everyone's like, oh my God, look at the tactics. They've been doing the shit that they're doing forever. Like, we're just seeing it now. That's part of the awakening. That's what the awakening means. It's like you're awake. You're seeing all this happen in real time. A lot of the stuff that was in the shadows. And again, people didn't have phones the way that they do now. So these protesters were getting zip tied to the point that you could see that their hands were turning like purple, their shoulders ripped out of their sockets, thrown into paddy wagons, thrown on the ground in front of us. by riot cops. And I remember just standing on a barricade and started screaming "Free New York" until everybody else was screaming "Free New York." And that's when the riot police started to show up. So we ran. That was a time. Not a lot has changed. It's really interesting how time just kind of repeats itself. All right, guys, I'm going to go. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.